Hey guys, these are the notes for Monday for week 3 of virtual learning. I'm going to go ahead and get started. A lot of you have asked if there's any way I can make the videos a little bit shorter. So there's going to be fewer examples. I'm going to try not to talk too much because I know I tend to do that. But we'll go ahead and get started. So we are starting Unit 4. This needs to go on page 32 of your notebook. And today's notes are going to be on a polynomials introduction. And then I'm going to teach you really quickly how to add polynomials, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started with, sorry, I'm pulling up my notes on my phone, our vocabulary. There's a few vocab terms that you need to know for this entire unit, and we're going to go ahead and knock them out on day 1, okay? So vocab, we're going to talk first about classifying polynomials. And a lot of you might have learned this in middle school, so that'll be good. This will be review. And then we'll go into finding the degree and actually adding them. Okay, so for classifying polynomials, the first kind of polynomial you can have is a monomial, okay? These are your options. All right, so mono, M-O-N-O, monomial means one. So in Latin, mono means one. So a monomial is an expression with one term, okay? This can be a number, a variable, or both together. And we have talked about what a term is, so I expect you guys to be okay with that, okay? Y'all know what a term is. It's just one thing, right? So an example of a monomial could be 4x cubed. So there's a number and there's a variable with an exponent, but they're squished together, so it's just one thing total, okay? This is 1. All right? Now, you could have a monomial if there's just one term. You could also have a binomial, okay? And a binomial, the word bi, think about a bicycle, means 2. So a binomial is just an expression with 2 terms. My phone keeps locking up on me, so I'm not going to be able to get to what I need. All right, so an expression with 2 terms. So what this means is it's a sum or difference, okay? And we'll talk about why. You guys know sum means add or difference means subtract, right? So here's 2 different examples. So we could have 4x cubed minus 2x squared. So do you guys see how this is 2 terms and we're subtracting, so that's a difference, okay? Or I'm just giving you another example. You could have again, this is still just 2 terms. So 4x squared y cubed is all pushed together, plus, so that's one thing, 2xy, this is the other thing, the other term. Okay, so right here we have 2 terms in either of those examples. All right, that's a binomial. So next you could have a trinomial. How many expressions or how many terms do you think a trinomial would be? 3, good. So an expression with 3 terms is a trinomial. Okay, give you guys an example. We can do 4x cubed minus 2x squared plus x. So do you see how we're subtracting these 2 components, but then we're adding a third one? So there's 3 terms here, okay? Therefore, it's a trinomial, all right? Now, the last kind of polynomial we could have is actually an unclassified one. So you literally just call it a polynomial. All right, and I like to think about this as a family riding in the car, okay? So let's talk about it. If me and my husband, so that's two of us, if we decide to have one kid, then the three of us could fit in a regular car, right? If we decide to have two kids, that'd be four of us total, we could still fit in a regular car. If we decide to have three kids, the five of us total could still fit in a regular car. Now, we're not talking about cramming 7 people up in the trunk, you hooligans, because I know one of you is thinking that, okay? Up until a trinomial, everybody could fit into the car. If me and my husband decide to have 4 or 5 kids, let's just go crazy and say 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 7 people. You cannot legally fit 7 people into a regular car. We'd have to upgrade, right? So as soon as you go over a trinomial, as soon as you go over 3 kids, that's too many, okay? So we no longer have a name for it. It's just called a poly. So a polynomial is just an expression with more than 3 terms. Okay, so let me give you guys an example. If we have 4x cubed minus 2x squared plus x minus 7, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. That's more than 3, so if you got to one like this, that would just be called a polynomial, okay? So this is how you classify polynomials, and the word classify just means that we're naming them. All right? So now we get to talk about one of my favorite things. Finding the degree of a polynomial, okay? And this is its own thing. So let me do this, because really this should be back here. Shouldn't be underneath these. All right, so the degree of a polynomial is just the largest exponent value for that polynomial, okay? So I'm going to write that down. It's the largest exponent value of a polynomial. All right, and we're going to use this one right up here as our example. So I do want to talk about it first. I'll keep it short, those of you that said it was a lot last week, sorry. Okay, so if you guys asked me where I got my degree, I would say ECU, right? But I actually have multiple diplomas, so let's think about it. When you graduated W.H. Robinson, those of you that went there, you got a little 5th grade, like, what do they call them? I'm having a brain fart. Anyways, you got a little piece of paper, like a little certificate, that's what I was looking for, that said you graduated 5th grade, right? Well, that was kind of like a diploma, so that could be considered a degree, okay? So you got your elementary school degree. Well then, if you graduated 8th grade at A.G. Cox, you got a little 8th grade diploma, right? So technically, if I asked you then, well, what's your highest degree? You would say middle school, because you got an 8th grade diploma, right? Well then, once you graduate high school, you get an actual, like, legit high school diploma that you can hang up, right? And when you get that diploma, if I said, well, where's your highest schooling from, or where's your degree from, you guys would say South Central High School, okay? So when you ask me, I say East Carolina University because I have a college degree. So I'm looking for your highest level of education. Same thing with polynomials. If I gave you this polynomial up here and I asked you for the degree, I want the highest exponent. So I don't really, some of you might be mad. I don't care about your lower degrees. I want to know the highest one you got, okay? So my highest exponent out of all of these is a 3. So this is a polynomial with degree equal to 3. Okay, that's how you write it. Does that make sense?